It's a break room. It's the break room. We're dancing on the last day of the break room. It's a break room. Ain't no lie, break room, bye, bye, bye. Oh, we even practiced that and it still was
and
not
it went the wrong way.
It's fine, it's fine.
Oh man, happy break room, guys. This is the, not penultimate, the ultimate break room.
Yes.
We have a special surprise for you, a little thing we put together.
It's quite a treat.
It's quite a treat.
It's quite a treat. Tori came in on her day off to do it. Let's put
I
it
sure
that way.
did. And I sang, there's singing involved, so you guys are really gonna enjoy it. It's a day and a half today.
Else.
But we will let you know what's taking over break room and what we're doing. We are just in the midst of it, so we're kind of among working on it. I also put on men's.
Working on it.
I know. I put on men's deodorant, my husband's.
Oh, I hate when I have to use Chris's. It's just
smell
not
like
the same.
A seventh grader.
Yeah, you smell like you're trying to like axe it up or something.
Yeah, like
even though it's not axe,
hey,
it smells like axe.
I'm Trevor. Want to go to the dance?
Yeah.
Cool.
Want to go to the dance with me?
That's how I feel.
Extra axe.
That's what I smell like.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Smells like a man. Anyway.
Yeah.
I like that smell, but not on myself.
Well, yeah, it's a little cloying. So, huge day in the news.
Yes.
We have one Mr. Michael Cohen. He is the personal lawyer to Trump for many, many decades, and he is testifying in public in front of Congress. So, get your popcorn out. Popcorn here.
Popcorn. Get your popcorn.
Here. We got our frothy coffee. Kelly Schubert, Tori Shulman here. We just want to give you a little breakdown on what the main topics are. Al will be joining us when he feels fit, because that's Al. He's so great.
Leo, go ahead and bring up that live feed. So Michael Cohen is testifying as we speak. He did release a prepared statement yesterday that he would be reading this morning.
20 pages.
20 pages long. I read it myself this morning. In short, he calls Trump a racist, a con man, and a cheater.
Yeah, and then what's very interesting, and I've heard rumors that Trump himself didn't know you could do this, he brought evidence. So he brought 10 exhibits.
Would you look at that?
Would you look at the evidence? And some of it does include some really damning things, like a personal check written back to Michael Cohen for $35,000 for the Stormy Daniels trip. Now, he has written it in office, so in presidency, which is if you didn't report the contribution, then there's a problem with campaign finance.
Yeah, big problem.
Yeah.
So on that note, he details a wide range of allegations against the president, including participating in an illegal hush money scheme to keep his alleged extramarital affairs quiet. He also says the president faked a medical condition to get out of serving in the Vietnam War, which is something we already thought we knew, but But is it true? We don't know.
Right. So Cohen said that he asked for the medical records for the bone spur surgery in which he was deferred from Vietnam. And, quote, this is, again, what Michael Cohen alleged Trump said is, I'm not stupid. Why would I go to Vietnam? There is no surgery. There were no bone spurs. And it's funny because Michael Cohen added a little jab that says, I think it's ironic that right now, President Trump, you're in Vietnam right now. Remember, he's in Hanoi with Kim Jong-un. And it is sort of a subtle, or not so subtle, slight to the president at that time. He also determines that he is a racist. And when I say racist, he said certain things. Hi. Oh, yeah. We're
waiting
just
on
going
him.
for him. Yeah. One, he once said that black people were too stupid to vote for him. He also said when driving through a bad Chicago neighborhood that only black people would be stupid enough to live here. And then also said to him in private ones, name a country in which a black person is the head and it's not a S-hole. And remember, that was during the time Obama was president of the United States. So a lot of you writing in, he's a liar, he's a liar, he's a liar. Yeah, he is a liar. He's going to jail for it. He backed up his client. Yeah. But my question to you is, again,
he admits he lied.
And he admits he lies. Now, if he does lie more today, he will face more prison time. So there's no incentive for him to be lying today.
Lying.
Now, here's the other thing. If you lie, and he has lied, he's going to jail for lying, are you a liar? He lied specifically for his boss for many decades, and he apologizes for it, and he's a scumbag for it, and he's, you know what, a crappy lawyer for it, and I agree with all of you that say that. But at this point in time...
That's the question. Does it make him a liar?
Does it make him a liar?
Just because he lied. Everyone's lied before. We've all lied in our lives.
That's right.
Obviously, we don't all lie to Congress, but he admitted that he lied to Congress.
Yeah.
I don't know. That does take us to our fifth host for the day.
Do you...
Yeah, do you believe Michael Cohen will tell the truth because he is an admitted liar?
Right. And he has exhibits, again, so personal checks.
Yeah.
He has many different things that he sort of brings up into the file. He also talks about AMI, which is, again, the National Enquirer, talking about catching and killing. And so it's a long statement that you guys should definitely read, and it's not written very... it's not full of hard language.
No.
He says he's a racist, he's a con-man, he's a cheat, and here's 10 exhibits
Yeah.
for why he says that. Another big thing we didn't know is that he says Trump Jr. walked into a meeting and whispered into Trump's ear and said, the meeting is on. Again, this is about the meeting to find out some information about Hillary Clinton and to dump and to find out about the Trump Tower meeting.
Yeah.
He then proceeded, Michael Cohen, saying that Trump thinks his son is completely useless and can't do anything on his own, and sort of made fun of his called him had the worst judgment ever. And we also found out that he knew about the WikiLeaks dump before ahead of time from Roger Stone, and that he was on a speakerphone while Michael Cohen was in the room. So all these little bits of things that we kind of questioned, he straight out says, oh, this happened, I was there, I heard it. And if he lies, remember, this is more jail time for him. So a lot of you saying I'm not, all lawyers are faithful to their clients, you, sir, are a rat. Using that kind of terminology is odd because that's sort of a mafia mentality. He's a lawyer and I think he's trying to redeem himself, and he really messed up.
And Cordy Wiles chiming in on Facebook. Hi, Cordy. I love that name. Hey, he is going to jail. I believe it all now.
What has he got to lose?
I mean, what does he have to lose? Guys, I'm going to exit. I just wanted to say hello and goodbye since this is our last break room. Al's going to come in here now. Come on over, Al.
Yes.
What are you waiting on over there?
Yeah,
Come on.
You
I don't know what's happening here.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Why?
That means hello and goodbye at the same time.
Oh, I see. Shalom.
There we go.
Shalom in Hebrew. So we're talking about, of course, Mr. Trump and all of that. Now, a lot of you are going to come back at us and debate and say he's a liar, like Sierra Bergman, not interested in listening to a liar. And again, I just want to pose the question to Al included. If you lie and you're going to jail for it, does that make you a liar about everything?
I don't know if anybody's a liar about everything. I think we have to stop, not only with this case, this will be out of the news in 2 weeks. You can't look at life in such a simplified way. Look, human beings are dynamic, and we're capable of both good and bad. We're capable of the lowest lows and the highest highs, and I think there was obviously some cover-up going on. I think, can we at least agree on that there was some cover-up? I'd like to hear, because I always want to know what the jumping-off point is.
Yeah.
Do you just think that every single thing that you've heard about our president is a lie? Do you think some things, are you doing like almost like a cafeteria tray where you're like, I think that's the truth, but I'll put the green beans back because I think that's a lie? Like, I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you think every single thing that Cohen has said is a lie, and that every single thing that Trump said is the truth.
And he also,
I'm sorry. And has your mind changed? Was Sam's question this morning too? They're curious.
And has your mind changed at all?
yeah, right. So, interesting debate, and would love to talk to you. Again, in my point of view, he has nothing to lose but more jail time if he lies. He's already going to jail. They can't stop that. He's already said it. He's apologized to his mother, his father. He's done a crummy job as a lawyer. He's been disbarred. We get it. He's a crummy guy. That doesn't mean that now, when he's trying to redeem himself and not face more jail time for lying, and with 10 pieces of evidence that he's lying now. So did that change your mind at all, or am I speaking to someone who just completely doesn't believe that, and you never will?
And also, like, well, let's extrapolate this, because there's Team Trump and Team Anti-Trump. So, for as much as we'll talk about this, which I love talking about, I think that people made their minds up 6 months ago or a year ago about who this man is. But if you think that Cohen now turning on Trump is not it's not believable, then remember, you have to stay with that ideology for everything, because we've decided we're going to stay rigid on things. So when somebody like El Chapo is put on trial and his lieutenants testify against him, do you think, well, they sold drugs, so then they're all liars, so then El Chapo should go free? You have to understand that, like, you can't allow your emotions to dictate everything that you do, because I don't think that anybody thinks that El Chapo is innocent of everything he's been indicted in. Did you think that, because don't forget, famously, Sammy the Bull Gravano went against Gotti, I believe. Mm-hmm. He's a famous hitman. That guy killed people, but he got on the stand and everybody believed him. So can you say that I don't believe this murderer and I think John Gotti's a stand-up guy? So you're saying that John Gotti shouldn't have gone to jail. So remember, what you're saying has to apply to everything, because otherwise you're being disingenuous to yourself and anybody you're arguing with. So remember that when people do turn on other people, which is how everybody gets caught. That's how drug dealers get caught. That's how money launderers get caught. It's by their people turning on them. So, because they're facing jail time or are already going to jail. So, and that's a common defense.
Yeah, and it's and just so you know, Michael Cohen's been with him for the longest of all. So this guy is a witness, and you either believe this witness with evidence. Also know that yesterday he was in a 10-hour closed session with senators. That's all of confidentiality that we're not allowed to know because of clearance. Way more was said that we also don't know. Bank statements, things like that, financial. Now, here's the deal. We're not getting into Russia at all. That is not allowed in this debate, in this testimony. Nobody's allowed to ask about the Russia collusion. So when someone's like, no collusion, they're not talking about the collusion at this point. They're talking financials, organizations, his character. Did he lie about campaign finance rules? So that's why the scope is super, super narrow. So when you're like, there's no Russian collusion, no one's even asking about that. So just be very, very clear. That's not the point of this entire thing. The Mueller report is separate than Cohen testifying about that.
And so I'd like to further double down on my question to people is, if you're saying that Cohen's a rat and he can't be believed, you're basically saying that any criminal organization that we bring charges against,
you can't believe.
You can't believe.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
So that's going to fundamentally alter our judicial system if we're going along with what you say, because usually the people that turn on the people in these crime syndicates are criminals themselves.
Right. Remember,
it's usually not a school teacher.
It's not like a school marm from 1931. Remember, 37 people have been indicted. So people lie for this president a lot. That's sort of a thing that happens. He's very seductive. He's asked people to do it for years, and they've been found guilty of this. That doesn't mean, in my opinion, that you are always a liar about everything, especially when you're trying to save face and redeem yourself in front of the entire court of public opinion. So we want to know what you guys think. Phil Cohen, I think we have to see the real picture. How many people have lied for the goodwill of this president? We need to get a full scheme of how this turns out. So yeah, and let us know if this is changing your mind, if you guys absolutely don't believe what you want to hear. We also want to give a shout out to Al's sunglasses and your fade. What did it, Stephen Hill?
I got the high, I don't know if
yeah, someone said that.
Watch basketball. It's an old Steve Smith haircut.
Okay.
It's called the high fade. Ray Allen had it in, what was that? When he was Jesus Shuttlesworth, the Spike Lee movie. Alex, he got game. Thank you.
He got game. Tori, why are y'all leaving the break room, and whose decision was this? Well, we will let you know.
No, I'm just kidding.
We are going to be letting you guys know what's going on and what we will substitute for that.
And I think we need to tell people we're not leaving break room. We're just changing the format.
We're changing the format.
Yes,
we're
you
just
guys
changing
can't
the
get rid
format.
of us. Do you
think?
even want to?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
And thank you for the shout out with the glasses. I love
and the
it.
fade.
Why
Stephen
don't you
Hill
put these
mentioned
on?
it. Do you mind?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey.
Oh.
What's up?
Oh.
Her name's Leona. You call her Lee. She's actually a prison parole board member, and she takes her life very seriously.
You look like you drop your kids off at school and go straight to the gun range.
Yeah.
And just get a couple rounds.
You know what?
Out.
I don't have time.
Yes.
I got to make this a multitask carpool.
There we go.
All right.
Multitask carpool.
So we also want to talk about Trump in Hanoi in Vietnam. Of course, he is meeting with Kim Jong-un. And in case you didn't know, I read a book on someone who defected from a North Korean prison. I hope you know that North Korea has nothing. So a wasteland. There's zero economy. There is zero culture. They are starving. They're not allowed to have the internet. They eat rocks, leather, grass. They don't have food. This is one of the poorest countries in the world. The only reason we are discussing and having our president sit down is because they have nuclear power. That is the only card that North Korea holds. If a family member is found to have stolen a piece of bread, the entire family, grandparents included, go to a detention center in which they are slaves and are forced to have work duty. So this is a horrendous human rights campaign. He's killed his uncle to the wolves. He's shot a missile at somebody. But the only reason we're sitting down is because he has nuclear power. Now, in any right, would you see as a bargaining point that he would ever, in 1 million years, give up the one thing he has? There's, in my mind, zero chance. Zero chance. He's got nothing. He has zero. And at that point, that's all the bargaining. That's why Trump's sitting with him right now in Vietnam.
Right.
So I want to believe that there's a debate to be had here, but I will tell you honestly, in my power, North Korea has so little. You can't even get a magazine in there or a newspaper or even internet there. You can't even find out anything. So at this point, I think that's their only bargaining chip. And if he says he's given it away, I don't believe him. I don't. I think he's a horrendous, horrible dictator who's done horrible things. What do you think, Al? Sorry.
If you guys have some time this morning, go on Vice News and look at the owner of the main guy of Vice. What's his name, Alex? Shane Smith. Shane Smith. I said Shane McMahon from WWE.
Shane McDougal.
Yeah, Shane Smith. He did a several-part series on North Korea, and it is.
Isn't it shocking?
But it's bizarre.
Bonkers.
They had him in restaurants, but there was no one there.
Everyone's just like playing a part and like why they
they
pretend
that there's a lot of people. They took him to like a computer lab, and he said he realized that none of the computers had cords.
Right. Yep.
They weren't plugged in.
Yeah, I mean it's bonkers.
It's a very strange place. If you ever have time, if you don't want to watch that, just Google image an aerial picture of North Korea at nighttime.
There's no lights.
And there's no lights. It's very strange, and it's so juxtaposed South Korea that you can see where North Korea starts.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
So my thing about this is if you are a country and have nothing, literally no lights, and you have one bargaining chip, do you give this up to someone who is a known con man when you yourself know how to con? I believe this is a no-go. I also heard, and this is just alleged on Twitter and rumors, that people are saying Trump did not know Cohen was allowed to bring evidence to the testimony and he would like to come home. He's also staying up all night to watch the testimony, allegedly, which means he's getting no sleep while speaking to someone about nuclear power. All of this really frightens me if it's true. Again, this is all alleged, but it is a 12-hour difference. So he has to stay up late to watch the Cohen testimony to find out what's going on with himself. So it's all, yeah, sure.
Did we know that Cohen was going to be testifying on this day, the same day Trump was going to be there?
No, it sort of worked out that way. Yeah, so Kelly it's a great point to say. This wasn't pre-planned to be like, we're going to drop this with Cohen when you're out. These things are planned way in advance. They have to make sure there's security involved for everybody. It is ironic, and I think to Cohen's point, as I said to Al, when he told us, Michael Cohen, there were no bone spurs, he wasn't deferred for a reason, there was no surgery. In fact, Trump told him to his face, I'm not stupid, why would I go fight in Vietnam? Just so you know, Michael Cohen said, and I find it ironic that you're now in Vietnam right now today, Mr. President. So it's just it's a good little tidbit for Michael Cohen. But again, I really don't think there was a comparison here. But I promise you this.
Especially that he was in Hanoi famously where John McCain was held.
In Hanoi Hilton.
Yes.
Exactly. It's so ironic.
It's ironic that.
It is.
I want to ask our viewers, why did he get a pass on openly going after John McCain? Because this country fell apart when NFL players took a knee saying that that's disrespectful to this country. And I would say in our lifetime, And I would hope this is bipartisan, that John McCain is probably the biggest war hero, at least that we can all
in our
mention.
lifetime. Absolutely.
I mean, and you know, the flag wasn't lowered to half staff when he was
And
laid
why is
to
it
rest.
allowed? Right.
He called him. He said he wasn't a hero because he got caught. I just wonder, like, how do you metabolize that? I'm again. It sounds like a leading question, like, and then I just wonder, like,
how are you okay with that?
Not even okay. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Yeah, I'm very curious. So please write in. That's what I love about Breakroom, and what I hope continues is you guys are actively responding in real time. So I get a chance to just
ask a question.
Hear what you think. Yeah,
totally. I also think when he would say Mexicans are rapists, or also when Trump said, I could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and still get in as elected. And he was right. And it's a bizarre thing he gets a pass. A lot of people think he's the asterisk president. For some reason, just things don't matter. He made fun of people with glasses yesterday and did this and made fun of them. 60% of Americans wear an eye assist, including Kim Jong-un wears glasses. What are you doing? What a bad idea to make fun of people with glasses, because in my mind, there's a narcissist issue here. Now, Brandy writes in, I think they're all lying. Now, here's what really bothers me about that. That statement's going to come up a lot today. And my response is this. It's a really, really sad day for America from what we've heard from Michael Cohen. If you believe he's trying not to go to jail and lie again. It's an even sadder day. Not Saturday. I got to work on that.
Yeah,
it's a more sad day when you don't.
It's even sadder.
If it's even sadder, this day is even sadder when you don't realize how sad this day is. When you don't realize, they're all lying. I know, I really got to work on that. I got to work on that sentence. Basically, when everyone's like, they're all lying, that's giving up. That's wearing sweatpants. That's saying that it doesn't matter. It does matter.
Don't bring sweatpants into this.
I know it. I'm literally wearing them right now. But when you find things that he says black people are too stupid, or you find evidence of a check that he brought to this Senate testimony, but they're all lying.
In the memo?
Yeah, in the memo. Stormy Daniels, please. It bothers me because we blanket it as I don't care, and that's apathetic, and that's what he wants. That's what liars and comments are counting on, for you to dangle the keys here and be like, it's all too much, I don't care. That's the entire point. So what I want you to do is care. What I want you to do is discern and look at the evidence and think and use critical thinking and not just make this a wash of a lie. This is a really big deal. This is telling us that our president, who you trusted if you're a Trump supporter, is conning you. Does that bother you at all? That you're being conned by someone who thinks you're too stupid to get it? Does that bother you? Because it would really bother me. And I want to know about that in terms of how you feel about this. So I just don't know what to believe anymore. So sad. Guys, do your research, do your due diligence, and find out who's lied and who's going to jail for it and who has nothing to lose. And that right now is Michael Cohen, in my opinion. You can disagree with me, but don't just say, I can't do it, because that's sweatpants. Again, no diss on sweatpants. I'm so sorry.
Nothing wrong, but yeah,
I apologize about sweatpants.
Yeah.
I'm literally wearing them now under my dress. I mean, but it is a sense of I start so many garbage fires that the whole world is aflame and I can't tell the difference anymore. I need you to be more discerning than you've ever been today, because today is when you got to start using your brain, in my opinion. I notice you dress down in the low break room and not in the front desk. How do you know I'm not wearing sweatpants when I'm at the desk?
Yeah.
I am definitely not.
Well, sometimes the camera shot swoops around.
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm not. The only reason I'm not.
I keep checking and be like, am I losing my hair back here?
I know. Also, by the way, Steven wants to say you got props to your barber today. You want to give a shout out to your barber, Mike?
Shout out to Magic Mike.
We love him.
He's here in Denver. He cuts all the Nuggets hair and a lot of the Broncos hair. And he comes through and blesses me with a haircut. So shout out to Magic Mike. You can book him on Instagram if you're here in Denver and get the fresh cut.
His name's I love Magic. He's very cool. I make a lot of jokes and he goes, and I don't know how to do that response.
He's great.
Yeah, I guess. So
really good guy.
Yeah. He never really laughs at my jokes. And then when he doesn't, I go double down. And Al's like, just get out of the dressing room. I'm trying to get my haircut.
And also, I guess this isn't even, it's a sad thing, but not really. Mike is actually gone. He's back in Ohio. His great-grandmother, I believe, she's in her 90s, is making her transition into getting ready to start swirling in the heavens. So
wonderful.
I'm thinking about you, Mike,
thinking about
and
you,
your
Magic Mike. Oh, man.
And congratulations on a life well lived, Grandma. You done good. You're the template.
You're the template. That's exactly right. Good on you. And someone wrote, Your integrity has to, this has been 31, your integrity has to be paramount. I didn't agree with ideologies, but I respected his service to the country. And again, that's speaking about John McCain. Yeah, he was in solitary for 3 years. And when they said, you get to go home early because your father is the admiral of the Navy, he said no and stayed and got beaten more. So that's a man of integrity. So I appreciate that a lot, bin 31. This is MJ Matthews. We are seeing the continued decline of America and our government. I think we're seeing the justice system and the executive and Senate legislative branch work perfectly. I think this is exactly how it's supposed to work. There are places put into place to catch this, and that's exactly what's happening. I'm actually very happy to see that.
What do they always teach you in 8th grade? Checks and balances.
Checks and balances, and you know, this wouldn't have happened had the Democrats not taken over the House of Representatives. So remember, when we have these pendulum switches, it's for the good of the country, both from Democrats to Republicans and vice versa. I don't mean it one way or the other, but there's parties that will take a look, and it's not like you can't get away with everything. So it's interesting. Who is running the White House? Is everyone a liar? Says Allie Smith.
We hope not.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question.
We hope not.
Just know that 37 people have been indicted. And
six people are now in jail, I believe?
Yep, 6 people are in jail, and there's more to come. So I think that's a good question to raise. We want to know. Majorly, we do want to know if this is changing anyone's mind. So that's something.
Do you think 37 people from Death Row Records were indicted? I doubt it.
Oh, no.
That's amazing.
Do you think 37 people from, like, yeah, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
From Enron, I mean, I'm sure for Enron, but it's like we're up there with that kind of, like, disabuse of power. I think, why would he lie now, says Allie Smith. If you are not believing him, why would he lie now? Is it just because you blanket statement him as he's a liar? And if that's the case, is there no, as Al said, so every single thing he says is always going to be a lie. There's no way you can not trust that. And if that's true, let us know if you feel that way. So very interesting discussion today about all of that.
I mean, it's a very polarizing day for our country.
Yes.
You know, these are the reasons that DBL is on the air. Would I rather talking about something goofy and funny? Of course.
Heck yeah.
This is what we're here
Jordan
for. It's like
Woods.
some days. Some days are like this.
Some days are like this, and it's a tough day. My stomach's in knots. I don't want to be talking about this, but I'm going to go head to head, and I'll fight for what I think is the right way. And I hope you will fight as well in your comments.
And remember, the only good knots are garlic knots.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And top knots.
Yes.
Hair
I
buns.
like the little side
the
hair
little
buns.
space buns. Me
Yeah.
too.
Why don't more women wear that?
Yeah, so we're going to give you a video, and it's for your benefit of it. This is it. This is the break room video. We want to wish you turn up your volumes a little loud. Get in here. We want to say it's so hard to say goodbye.
But there's new stuff coming.
But there's new stuff coming.
Coming
soon.
Bye.
Glass Live digital team.
And I'm Kelly Schubert. I'm also on the digital team.
We wanted to welcome you to the premiere of our new digital show.
Yay! Daybreak!
DBL Daybreak. So this is welcome to the DBL Break Room, previously known as DBL Daybreak.
Are we changing the name?
Possibly known next week as DBL Break Into Electric Boogaloo. We don't know. We like Break Room. Because we feel like you guys are on your coffee break around this time of the day, so we're sitting here. It's our 5th day anniversary of the Break Room.
Does it spark joy?
Like the corners
Does it?
of
Yes, Daily Black Live sparks joy.
See?
So anyway, the reason I have to ask...
Mr.
No, you're moving your mouth. Oh, I'm sorry. Good job. Good job.
Capital letters.
like the corners of
Hi, James Jackson.
Oh, he's never spoken to me. Hi, James.
Welcome, James Jackson.
still memories.